Hey everybody, I was driving this car yesterday with these slippery tyres. Yep, I said it. Today I was driving this car with these very slippery tyres. Yep, I said it. Oh well, anyway, whatever, they are slippery. We've got some wet roads at the moment and I want to talk about why they might be slippery and if these tyres are rubbish or not. And I think they have gone that way for a number of reasons, in my opinion. So what I want to do is show you the condition of the tyres and give you some background first. So we've used KOs and K02s for a long time, and traditionally I've loved them on the tracks for grip, for reliability on the big outback trips, and it's been proven over and over again they're one of the most reliable tyres with the most grip. Now, in recent times, people have been going, they're crap, they're slippery, they're this and that, and I've been going, well, I haven't had a problem, and I drive a lot of cars, customers' cars, Prados, Hiluxes, just don't really see these problems. I've got some old ones there that are ripped up and chopped up, and there's no tread left there. There's hardly any rubber left to make contact with the road. They're just rubbish, and I don't have trouble with these. These are made in USA. They're about 8 or 9 years old. So yeah, I've got a lot of experience with these tyres, including in the workshop, right? So we've got a whole playlist there. I think it's called BFG K02s. So yesterday I was driving. Now I want to paint a picture for you so you get the conditions here in Melbourne. It hasn't rained a lot lately. It's been pretty dry over the last few months. It's not a really wet thing. I think there was some bit of a heavy patch went through maybe a month ago. But overall it's been pretty dry, which means you've got all the road grime, coolant, rubbish, oil, whatever on the road. And when you get a light rain, just enough to wet the ground, it can be very slippery. Now I'm not making excuses, but that's the current conditions. The roads haven't had a big downpour. I'm getting a sprinkle on the roof right now. You might hear it in the background. It might get heavier. Grey skies, cold weather. It's getting close to pretty much time to get out of Melbourne for the winter and enjoy a winter that's like summer in another part of the country. But what I'm trying to talk about here, I've got a playlist there. I've got a lot of videos. We're really supporting these. I promise nobody's ever paid me to say anything good or bad about BFGs. I just speak the truth. Now, this vehicle, one of the problems might be, I'm making excuses again, am I? Possibly. I've got these pumped up really hard, right? Because I'm trying to chase fuel economy to see if it makes any difference just for the last sort of couple of months, seeing what it does. And it might help a little bit, but to be honest, going from 40 to 50 or something like that, I don't think it makes a lot of difference. But with these tyres, these are only a couple of years old, roughly something like that. And they were made in Thailand. They're the standard size, 265, 65, 17. And they've done a lot of straight line driving on blacktop. So this is our touring vehicle, right? This is the touring vehicle. And it's done some dirt roads, but not a lot. You can tell that by the condition of the tyres. Okay, otherwise they'd be ripped up like those other ones. And it's highway driving, whether it's, up the highways and back around here, interstate. It's been to Queensland a couple of times, it's been into WA, it's been around Australia in a loop. It's been a lot of places like that. A lot of blacktop in a straight line. So that means not turning corners, not stop-start, not racing around turns and bends and corners, just consistent driving. And of course the blacktop wears them down as well. They've done 60,000 kilometres, okay? At the start I thought they were wearing really well. I'm not going to bother with a measurement at this point, but I want to show you they are worn pretty well. But you can see a little bit of on the edge there. I don't know if you can see that really in the video. A little bit of uneven wear from being on the front, but this one's probably still got 4 or 5 mil. Not much usable. See the wear indicator? There's not much there, right? There's really not much there. But driving this yesterday, and you can see a bit of wetness on the tyres because that's what it is out there. It's not puddles and flooded, it's just damp. And I felt the back slide. I felt the front slide. I was being careful, I was driving slow, I was suspicious on these tyres, and it didn't take much to give it a little bit more of a turn on the steering wheel and get the understeer, or go a little bit quick and turn a bit more, and if you didn't get understeer, you could get the oversteer, right? So you could throw it around and get it to slide pretty easy, which is news to me on all these KOs. Now they're getting worn, they've done 60,000. I'll say you can't wear a tyre down to its bald. They're at their end of life, okay? They'll probably get used this year for a trip to Fraser or something like that, or whatever they call it now, because you want less aggressive, more worn down tyres for that. So they're great for that, with these sharp edges sort of worn off a little bit. Although these ones, they're not bad. Like I said, I look after the tyres. The spare, a bit more to have a look at. I mean, same thing. There's only a few millimetres left. We're talking about 4 mil maybe, which about 2's usable. Not a lot at all. This is probably the best looked after set of tyres, KOs I've owned, because of the driving they've done. Highway driving, a lot of blacktop. And traditionally we'd get 6 figures out of them. Over 100,000 Ks, no problem. Before that, I used to do 50,000 Ks and sell them with 10 mil still left on the tread and get new ones, you know. A little bit worn on the edges, a little bit overinflated could be part of the problem. And this could be contributing problems for you people, but I haven't noticed it until now. Yeah, I'm going to let the tyres down, and front's got a little bit more tread on it, so it's probably time for them to go on the back as well. They've probably got 5 or 6 mil. Just showing the condition, they're pretty good. They're not feathered off really badly. You know, in other videos where I've made excuses trying to say, look at that, no wonder they don't grip. Showing pretty even wear on that tyre there. You know, there's nice and flat, all that sort of thing. Is really good wear. You get that from a new car with good suspension, driving in a straight line on blacktop. You get good wear. But half the life, roughly half the life of the ones made in USA that have got deeper tread and different rubber, obviously. I just wanted you to see all the tyres to see the condition. This one's probably a little bit lower compared to the other side. This is 5 tyre rotation, right? So I've used the spare, only 60,000 Ks, they're nearly flogged. When I used to get over 100,000 Ks out of the USA ones, that wasn't using the 5th spare. That was just, you know, leaving the spare where it was. A different spare, didn't matter because I don't use spares. I used to just buy 4 tyres, but with this one I did 5. And it's lasting less even though I've got 20% more rubber there being used. So it tells me they've lasted about half as long. Anyway, if you're watching the videos, this is the one that's come up or will come up. It's only done 91,000 Ks. I don't think he's had the vehicle that long. And these tyres certainly haven't been on there long or done thousands of kilometres. They've done bugger all. I'll say 1,000 or 2 by looking at them. They're manufactured in 2023. I think it was late 23. We might get down there and have a look in a minute, but I want to show you a couple of things, right? So firstly, today, same sort of conditions. Drizzly, rain, enough to wet the road, and then it goes away, comes and goes. No puddles, no washing off the road. But these things, I don't know. I'm going to say a couple thousand Ks they've done. They're like new, the rubber's good, it's nice and deep, right? There's plenty of rubber there. I'll just put the finger in there, you know, there's plenty of rubber. Let's have a look at the year so there's no arguments. There you go. 15th week of 2023, so they're about a year old. You can see this, you know, white stuff still on them still, you know, here it's white and blue over the BFG, right? But other important information, what else can we get off the tyre that might be important? Perhaps where it's made, can anyone read that? Right, so they are the Thailand ones, just happens to be. But let's just go and have a look at all the other ones too, eh? Let's go and have a look and see. They're all like this, good condition. This vehicle, it's a manual, diesel. It's not like it's a powerhouse. It's quite heavy, and I'm not driving it hard, low RPM. I'm going to guess it might have an LSD or something, because I'll tell you what, it felt like it. It just let loose really easy. I have not checked the tyre pressure on these tyres, but I look at the rubber and I go, that's like full depth. That's what the Thailand ones are. These things, they're brand new. The rubber feels good. But I'll tell you what, put the foot down and... So after an experience like this, I'm going to pretty much be on board with everyone else that says, you know, they're dangerous and slippery and all that. Although this is not everyone's experience, but I've got 2 cars here. That one is 2 years, just over 2 years old, really looked after, good suspension, good setup, good wheel alignment, everything's good. And but that being said, I've got to add to that. I did get a wheel alignment in the last few thousand kilometres at the 60k service at the Toyota dealer, which was the first wheel alignment for the vehicle. So I put suspension in, no wheel alignment, no problems. Now I've had a wheel alignment and I've got understeer, but that doesn't explain the oversteer. So we can't really blame the wheel alignment. We can't blame bad condition tyres on either of these vehicles. 2 different vehicles, K02s, 2 days in a row, same. So is it just the weather conditions? Is it just that drizzly Melbourne weather that keeps enough drizzle and shower, if you like, just enough to wet the ground, making the roads really slippery and dangerous? Or is it just the K02s? Let me know in the comments. I'm at the point I don't really care. I'm not going to be defending K02s. I'm with you. They are slippery, they're dangerous. I recommend against them for that reason, because what I'm experiencing, I'm a pretty... not bad driver, let's say. I'm trying to be modest here. I'm not a bad driver, let's say. And, you know, if you were just a normal driver, and that's someone that's passed the test to get a license, you could end up in a lot of trouble. So yeah, not good. Not good at all. So to sum it up, people have to pay about $400 each. They last half as long, so it's like paying $800 each. They're slippery in the wet. Look, you know, I don't know what tyres you should buy. There's a lot of different types of tyres that are going to grip better. Get yourself a deal on those Wild Peaks. Everyone loves them. If you're mainly on the road and you're just doing a bit of dirt roads here or there and you're not really leaving the state, you certainly don't need to pay extra money for super reliable tyres. Don't go out on the tracks when it's wet and slippery anyway, because nothing grips anyway and it's dangerous. You wreck the tracks, you wreck your car, you have regrets because you waste money. So there's some advice. It's not just a K02 video. Take some advice, subscribe, turn the bell on, don't miss it. At the end of the day, both of these tyres, good. One are worn, one not. They both slip the same. What else can I say? Yokohama, there's a few different ones in the range there that I'd be interested in, depending on the use. The other one was the Toyos, Koyos, not Toyo, Koyo, what are they? Yeah, Toyo, and the other mob, what is it? Nitto or whatever, same company, same thing, different name, what do you call it? I wouldn't personally get Coopers, but I'm interested in the Cooper. There's a few people who've got those Coopers. I'll tell you what, they're noisy, like a lot of tyres. I don't want noisy tyres. That's another problem where I don't have any noise from these tyres. These tyres really what I'm talking about. No noise, but that being said, it's just starting to get a bit of noise. So maybe I'm hearing a little bit of whatever, but they certainly don't look like they're overinflated wear. They're even from the edges to the middle. I think there was a little bit more in the middle on some of the tyres. Maybe that's another reason why I was overinflating them. And what am I talking? I'm talking mid-40s, more or less, depending. I'd have to check them again. And I've waffled enough, so that's a video. I'm not a fan. I've said it already. I'm not going to buy any more. Last time I purchased them, I paid, I think, $325. That's the most I'd pay. I got ripped off. Before that, I paid $295. I never really paid over $300 a tyre. That was the going rate when they were deeper tread, made in USA, and I didn't have any of these problems, and I'd be happy to pay $300 if I could get the same tyres again. So I know you can get them. Where do you buy the USA ones? Let us know in the comments. No more Thailand BFGs for me, and maybe you either. Let us know in the comments. I'll be looking. Catch you on the next video. See ya.